The version of yourself that got you here isn't the version of yourself that's going to get you higher.
Oh, yes.
Like,
Yeah. But I need you to drop this off at the dry cleaners, or can you? I'm like, it's my job.
And I think that we had fights and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she understands what I do fully, but she gets that I'm working and it's working. Welcome to the Limitless Tribe, where two badass women build businesses, chase dreams, and keep it way too real. I'm Kat.
And I'm Mel. We're the founders of Powerhouse Admins and the Limitless Tribe. And we're inviting you into the messy middle, the mindset shifts, and the CEO glow-ups we never see coming.
Now let's get into it.
So last week we spoke about slowing down and romanticizing our lives. And this week we're going to speak about why does rest feel so uncomfortable? Because if we're trying to slow down, we're trying to romanticize our lives, we should be able to rest and give ourselves grace. So when we finally slow down, how do we feel? Because I know that when I slow down, I start feeling like I should be doing something. There should be something else. I'm not being productive. So somewhere along the way, we learn that our value comes from our productivity. The more we do, the more value we have. So when was the last time, Kat, that you truly felt rested without guilt?
I do rest more than you, but I still have the guilt.
The guilt.
Sometimes. It depends on like if it's the weekend or the weekdays. I don't know about the without guilt. I can't remember because on the weekend, sometimes I relax. Then I feel like I wasted the weekend and I didn't really do anything. But I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to relax and just not have to think and not have to do things. And that's what I do all week. So I kind of want the opposite of that on the weekend. But it's the guilt of like
that's
feeling
attached to it.
Yeah, like maybe I should be doing something else.
Yeah, that's still in the back of your head. Like, oh, I could have probably done this, or I could have, and you don't need to think those things because you're doing exactly what you needed to do.
Yeah, and even sick is like the worst.
Oh,
because
no.
Especially both, whether it's the weekdays or the weekends. Because if it's the weekdays, then I feel bad that I'm not my best at work.
Yeah.
Then if it's the weekends, I feel like I always get sick on the weekends. Like I make it through the week, and then the weekends I'm like I break down. So then I lose the weekend, and then my husband doesn't do anything. Not that he even cares to do much, but still, like
you feel guilty now that you like wasted his weekend
now
away.
I feel two people's guilt. He doesn't care, and I'm like guilty for myself. I feel guilty that I ruined his weekend.
It's so true. We hold so much like of that. I know that I always feel guilty when I rest. I'm like, you're like, oh, it's good. Watch a movie, and then I'm in bed, and I'm like, oh, I should be doing something.
Yeah. I've gotten better about it, but I'm not where I want to be yet because I do rest and I do want a calm life. So I am trying to like do that. But like with work, I'm trying to like, some days I don't feel the guilt and some days I do. So I'm just trying to like tell myself like even today, actually, we weren't feeling great and we have this stress about like we have to have a podcast every week and you know
pressure's on.
We're short and I'm thinking about it and I'm like, we have a bunch of podcasts out and we're still new. We don't have a ton of followers. We'd love if you share our podcast with everybody. So like if we missed a week, I don't think the world is not crumbling because we didn't post 1 week. Like
I know we have the guilt and the pressure that we need to do it and we want to do it. And when Cathy sent me that message this morning, she's like, we're both not feeling well in different areas. And she's like, it's okay if we miss it. And I'm like, no, I'll be there. I'll be there. But I understood what you meant. And I was like, it is true. Like we could put something else out. It's not like the end of the world's going to happen, you know?
I actually liked somebody that I really admire is Catherine Zankina, and she has a podcast, and I can relate to her a lot and how she feels. And she mentioned that she never wanted to do a podcast that was specific, like it had to be at a certain time because she goes through like ups and downs and lulls and travels and kids. And she didn't want it to feel like that pressure, you know, and we never really did because we always have advance. Yeah. This was like the only time. But like giving yourself the grace that like, I think we put so much importance on everything that nothing is really that important other than health and like being happy.
Definitely.
So when did, being busy become our identity? I've actually seen something online that said that like millennials, like that's how we coped.
I've read that a lot lately. Yeah.
Being productive is like our drug, is like how we like just.
Our caffeine.
How we like, don't dwell on like all the stuff that we're thinking about or all the bad things happening and all that stuff. We just stay productive. So in a way, it's like a good crutch because of all the things you could be doing. Yeah. It's a good one.
At least we're not, out there doing drugs and drinking. We're, we're working. Working hard.
So, but I think when you've worked hard and you've already accomplished a lot of things, then you get to the point of like, okay, what really matters? And you want to like remove certain things and lighten others. And that's where we are now. So, but somewhere along the way, busyness became like the badge of honor. I think some of it was growing up too, right? Hustle culture celebrates exhaustion. And that's one that I really don't subscribe to anymore. Like I've hustled at work. I've worked a lot of hours. I've come home and continued to work. When I was single, the other side of my bed was my computer and my whatever I needed. I want to make even more money than I've ever made, and I don't want to work like that anymore.
And I think that's something we're still working on, though, because I know like even you and I said it last week too, like we're sick or something's happening at work or we have to run out or do something, we're still like, oh my God, we have to work, we have to get back, we have to do this, and we put so much pressure, and I'm like, we own the business. I know it in my head, I know that, and I know that this is why you own a business, is so that you could have a little bit more freedom and flexibility, but I still feel like I'm like, oh my God, I should be doing something, I need to be back at the computer, how am I not on, how am I not there?
Well, I think we talked about it on some other episode. When I was at work, like in a regular job, I feel like if I'm on like The Office, like they're just recording me all the time.
Except they're watching my every move. Like if I'm in the bathroom, I have to be like 2 seconds. I have to be right back.
There's no camera in the bathroom, but they're watching the door to see how long I take. That's how I think.
Me too.
So even at work, like I work like someone's watching me all the time. So obviously it's not as much now, but I still have that.
Yeah.
So I still think like, even it's, sometimes it's with Mel and sometimes it's even the team. I think like, are they going to think like I'm not involved enough or working enough, or why am I not here a day? And then I think to like even some of our clients, and we handle their businesses, and some of them are gone for weeks and some of them don't work for a long time. Unless you're struggling and not paying your bills, we're not judging you. So why are we judging ourselves?
Exactly.
And we're nowhere near that. Like we work every day, but like if you wanted to take a couple of days off, or you needed a mental health day, like take it,
Shouldn't be that much pressure.
Yeah. So, and it's not pressure. I don't think that the team or like
it's us on ourselves.
Yeah. Because they always say like we're super involved, and we are, like we're everywhere, but that doesn't mean that we have to be there 24/7.
Yeah.
That hustle culture, I don't.
I know Cathy X'd that a long time ago. She was like, I don't agree to this.
I think it was when this business started. I felt like I had a chance to do it my way, and I had been learning about like feminine energy and all that kind of thing, and also, I know we're going to talk about like growing up, but I feel like we were raised like you have to work really hard to be successful. And I followed that. But then I got to a point where I was successful, and I'm looking upwards to like higher level people. And I'm like, I don't think that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I think they work smarter, not harder. Exactly. And they have the right people in place, and they hire well, and they train well, and they're there for the key moments. But like, how could I feel like I don't need to like be burnt out to be successful, And I want to own multiple businesses still with like a calm nervous system. How am I going to do that if I'm hustling and stressed with one?
Exactly. There's no way.
It needs to be moving very well, and you need to have like systems in place and all that stuff so that you can keep building. And that's how these people do it. I mean, imagine if like Jeff Bezos was working like our parents. Like, he'd never have accomplished like what he did.
Exactly. So, it's hard enough with one business. Imagine with 2 or 3. There's no way.
So learning about people higher than me, and the whole feminine energy, and receiving, and being in the right energy to receive, and putting in the work, but knowing that things will come when they come, made this business like amazing, because it's I think it runs different than most other businesses.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah, like most people are crazy hustling, and ours is nice because it's actually happens to be 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We get the weekends off. You
can actually like clock out mentally, even if you have thoughts later on, you send them, you know that it's going to be handled in the morning, you kind of move on,
Exactly. So it kind of puts those guardrails in, which are nice. Sometimes people think rest feels like falling behind, and I think when maybe when you're younger and you're starting and you're building, you do need to hustle a little bit, and you need to put a little bit more sweat equity and things like that, because you're in the beginning piece. But once you've, I think, done a little bit more, there's no falling behind. You've already built like the qualities that you need, like the habits, like you've already gotten to a certain place. This place is great. Now it's thinking differently to get somewhere different.
Yeah.
Or like they say, like you have to be a different version of yourself. Like the version of yourself that got you here isn't the version of yourself that's going to get you higher.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I need to change how I do things and let go a bit and trust more so that I can add more to my plate.
Yeah. And you can grow and evolve.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Do you think that this way of thinking is something we learned?
Oh. Yes. I would have to say that this was passed on generationally to me, and that I had to constantly, put my head down, get it done, and work every moment of every day, or else, you're not doing enough.
Yeah, I think even when you do, because they don't see it in the same way.
Yeah.
Or especially like, I don't know if any of you guys work from home, but it took a long time for my mom to understand. And
has she learned yet? Because mine still, I think, doesn't fully get it sometimes.
Mostly, yes. But we've had fights and everything. Like,
yeah.
I don't think she understands what I do fully, but she gets that I'm working and it's working. But I don't think she fully understands. But at least she understands that I'm working and she doesn't like interrupt or like come in. But in the beginning, we had a huge fight because she came in and she's really nice. Like she's trying to like offer me food or something.
Mine is cafecito, my grandmother. She likes to offer me cafecito every like 1 p.m. And I'm like...
And then, like, I'm on calls and I tried to explain to her, it's the same as, like, if I was leading a meeting in a conference room and you walked in the door. Like, I know it doesn't look that way, but it's the same. And, sometimes you're on a Zoom and you're just listening and you're on mute. But these are Zooms where I am talking and they're giving me the look like, answer me. And I'm like, I'm talking.
I can't answer.
So I gave a look like I tried to do a look of, like, can't look right now, and it was tragic. Like if I had given her the death look.
Yep.
But it was more like, I can't talk right now.
In the beginning, when I first started working from home, it was can you do this? Can you go here? Can you drop this off? Can you bring this? And I'm like, no, I think that I'm not home. Like just act in your brain like I am not here. I am in an office. Just put that in your head. And it took so long to get that through. It was like, no, but I need you to drop this off at the dry cleaners, or can you? I'm like, I have a job.
And I think yours get it less because you've worked from home longer.
For a long time. And now I feel like they understand and they don't bother me as much. Like now I'll have to like run out to take like baseball and stuff like that because there's just no one else at the moment to do it. And I'll be like, okay, well, I have a little bit more flexibility. That's fine. But now I think what it is just the commentary of like, pero ella, like she's here in the house working, so she's not really doing anything. And I'm like, no, but I am. I have a job. What are you talking about?
They don't see it
like when they talk to other people, it's like, oh, she just works from home. She doesn't really do anything. I feel like that's the consensus here. I'm like, no, I really do have a job, and it does get stressful.
But they don't see it like theirs was, where it was physical and like you could visually see it. So then it's like it doesn't exist or it doesn't.
Like if they compare me to like someone else, like my brother who like has to go out and do all these things, they're like, no, but he works really hard, and I'm like, oh, so I do nothing. I didn't realize. And I just now I try to laugh about it because I'm like, I don't know. I guess it's never gonna, they're never gonna fully get it. I guess I don't know, but I agree. I definitely learned this. The whole hustle and working and not being able to rest. It came generationally. My parents were immigrants, and they immigrated to this country. And I know I've spoken about that before. And my father was, always instilled in us, you go to work, you put your head down, you work hard, you don't rustle any feathers, you want to come home, you just want to be able to provide for your family. And if that means sacrificing time with people, if that means sacrificing being able to go out and do things or sacrificing your health, you do it because you need to put food on the table, right? And I don't want to live that way.
Yeah, well, I feel like I already have.
Yes, I spent mine from 16 on, right? Working in school, then working to provide. So at this point in my life, I don't want to have to do that. I want to be able to work and live calmly and nicely. But I still do have the whole rest thing, especially on the weekends and stuff. Like, I am constantly productive. Like, if I were to lay in, I haven't laid in bed in a long time. I think I did it once, and I was it was not a good day afterwards, because then I was rushing to get everything else done that I needed to get done.
Because you still tried to pack on all the rest of the days. But do you ever like try to like do the opposite of how you were raised to like, or do you want to keep it?
Okay, so this is my struggle, I think, because a part of me feels like if I waste a day, like I feel like I'm wasting the day. I guess that's how I feel. Like I feel like if I were to lay in bed till late on the weekend, then...
But then you're saying that laying in bed with your husband and cuddling and enjoying time together is a waste of time.
Basically. And it's not. I love my husband. I do. And I love being with him. But I feel like we could be out enjoying the day. Like, it's beautiful. And there's so much to do. And, like, go and do those things. So this is our struggle. Like, we were on vacation together. We went on vacation. And I had booked... on vacation, I booked yoga, and I was going to the gym every morning. So here, when I'm home, I go to the gym at 5, so I wake up at 4. On vacation, I was like, okay, well, I'll wake up at 5, and I'll go to the gym at 6. And he's like, this is our 1 week to lay in bed together till later and wake up and have coffee together and relax. And I'm like, get it, but I could be working out and like getting a head start on the day and then coming home, and then like we can still have coffee and we can go to the beach and we're gonna have the rest of the day together. So I just feel like it's like I'm being unproductive.
I think you have to figure out
my balance,
if it's really what you want to do or how you were raised, because you can't say how it's how you were raised if you decide to keep it.
I know,
because then it's what you want and what your priorities are and what like is more important.
It really kills me. He went to golf one morning and left me because I had gotten Botox done and I couldn't work out that morning. So I was like, okay, I'll just lay in bed and I'll watch a movie and I'll have a nice relaxing morning. And Paul went to golf and I'm laying there and I watched a movie and it was great. But then I was like, I have to meal prep and I still have to go to the grocery store and I gotta clean. So then it was like, I tried to jumble all of that into and I was like, oh, this was no fun. This was not good. I was like, I should have just woken up and started my day.
But you would have to put less things on your plate.
That's the problem. I have to like eliminate stuff, but I haven't gotten there yet.
I have.
So
I don't want to have that. I don't like to feel rushed. I don't want to stress, and I don't want to... in my brain, I'm already rich in my brain. I just don't want to feel obligated to do anything.
See, I don't know. I think, and that's where I think I struggle, because I think I kind of like it. Like on the weekends, like I like going to yoga, so I want to get up and I want to go to yoga.
Yes, but like cleaning, like I don't want to clean. If I had the money, I'd have a cleaning.
Oh well, yeah, I don't want to clean.
So it's not going to be like, oh my god, if I didn't clean this one day, it wouldn't tear me up as like it would you.
Yeah, but the meal prepping too, like it takes hours, and I have to do it. If I had enough money, I would just hire a chef, and they would meal prep all my meals for me. I'm not there yet. So
I would cook every day.
That's the goal.
Mine would cook at the house every day.
No, that would be great. That would be amazing. So that's the goal. But definitely I know it definitely was inherited, and I'm still working on it. The weekend parts are the hardest parts to work off. Like I feel like I've gotten better at like the not hustling during the, like not feeling like I have to constantly be on during the week and knowing that I can slow down. But the weekends are hard for me. I know it's confusing working hard with always having to be working. I'll figure it out.
I think it's figuring out which things are yours and which things were passed on.
Yes.
If you decide to keep them, then I wouldn't say they're passed on because you decided to keep them. You can't blame them and then want to keep them. That's how I think.
Well, I think the hustle part, right, for work, that was definitely passed on, and that I did not want to keep, and I let go. But the weekends, I think, were passed on, but that's what I'm saying. I kind of like them, so I don't know. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what parts I like and what parts I don't on that.
Yeah. I never was that family, but it's very Hispanic thing and I had friends that they woke them up like at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning to clean.
See, that I don't do, and I won't do.
That I saw that a lot.
I did too. We would wake up to Caballo, whatever, some song there, and like it was Julio Iglesias in the house early in the morning, and that shit was blasting and cleaning, and I was like, oh hell no, I'm not doing this when I get older. I can't. That I don't like.
And some people, we have our third best friend. She loves cleaning. Like, it brings her peace, but it does not bring me peace. Yeah. It's just something I have to do. So, I think our parents, we can heal while still honoring them. So some of the traits that they taught us, it's good to have them and knowing when to use them and when they're not necessary, right? They taught us survival, because that's what they were going through at that time. They had the bare minimum. They were surviving. They had to get through all of these, obstacles that maybe we didn't have. And that's, I think, something special to have learned, because I feel like people who don't have immigrant parents, it's different. Yeah. It's a different work hustle. It's different. It's just so different. I even actually, side note, I was watching a cooking show with my husband. I watch cooking shows and I cry, and I'm like, because they're so...
You cry for everything.
Because I feel like how important this is for them. So this one that they're doing, they kind of did it like in like the soccer fashion, like where each chef is representing their country.
Okay. So
it's like important.
Like the World Cup of cooking.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're representing their country and themselves and their freaking family in this thing. So they feel
it's a lot of pressure.
And they tell like stories and stuff. And it's so different. Like, the American person, he's cool, but like he does this for himself. All of the other countries, there was one guy who's so sweet from Vietnam, and he tells his story about like how he got here, and it was a crazy story, and how he honors his family, and he actually made something he had never made, but it's something that his, like, I think grandmother had made, and when he made it and he opened the dish, it was like so emotional for him.
Aww.
So I think there's something really special about that. But you want to take the good and leave the bad from that.
Yeah.
So they gave us resilience, which is so needed in this life. But our job now is to learn sustainable success, and knowing that you don't have to work so hard to get that crazy success. Like, you do need to work hard, but it doesn't need to be the way we saw it. They wanted better for us, which was the point.
Yes.
And even though they might not understand it or know what we're doing or understand what that looks like now, or...
Yeah, because times have changed, and the way people work has changed. People work remote. People do this. Like, it's very different than when they were in the workforce.
But even not just that, like they only understand to a certain level, because they were in survival mode and they never got to that next level.
Yeah.
So now it's our job to take what they gave us and go to that next level and enjoy the life that they worked so hard to build. Not follow in the exact same footsteps.
I would hope that they would be proud of us. I think they'd be proud of like the life that we're creating for ourselves and how different it is.
Yeah. And I think we want the same for our daughters. I want her to take all of the good from me, but do even better on the stuff that I haven't mastered yet, Yeah,
me too. So rest is still productive. Cathy's looking at me like, really? It is. Rest is still productive. I don't know if I should be doing this slide. So like the gym, I do fundamentally know this. I would just like to say this. Like, you go to the gym, you work out, you don't grow during the workout, you grow during your recovery, you grow during the rest. That's when the work really happens. That's when the magic happens. Your recovery is the reward, it's part of the process, and it should be the same for life. I know I'm still learning these things, and I don't know why the weekends for me, and it's not waking up to like cook and clean and stuff. It's waking up like, I want to wake up early and I want to go to the gym and I want to wake up early and I want to go to yoga. It's just then the rest of the day, like I can go home and sit down and watch TV and be okay with that, which I'm not. Like, that's where I'm still learning the balance.
But
you know
it doesn't
what I mean?
have to be TV, but
or anything.
Maybe you guys go to a coffee shop and it doesn't have to be all planned and packed.
Like, I do plan everything.
Or like, maybe you have the beach day, or you have a pool day, or you...
And this is where it is. Like, okay, go to my friend's house to go to the pool, or like we'll plan that. Or we plan to go to the beach, but then I already have planned everything that comes after. And I guess that's what I need to let go of. You know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna go to the beach, I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go to the beach and then we'll be home and then I'll have time to do this or clean or cook or do blah, 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 blah. Or, but I always have like the next thing lined up already, instead of just letting it be
the beach day.
Whatever happens. Like, we're gonna go to the beach and then whatever happens. You know what I mean? And that's where I need to learn to let go and figure that out. That's the hard piece for me.
Yeah. For me, it's just a beach day. To me, that's already a long enough day. So most of the times, I'm not going to do anything crazy after. But Mel's like has to get home by a certain time to make it to like a scheduled dinner that she has. And then she has to go shopping and like all these things. Like I don't even want to go grocery shopping. I do most of it is delivery, but like fruits and veggies I go with my husband on the weekends because those are never delivered right. But everything else, like it's free. Why would I not have delivery? Why in the world? No, it's like I gotta go to the supermarket every day because there's
three supermarkets. I gotta go to 3 different ones because I get different things at different ones. And then my husband's like, you want to go to Costco on a Saturday? Why? And I'm like, because when else are we going?
Yeah. Well, my husband wants to wake up early to go on a Saturday to get ahead of the crowds. And
at least he wants to do that. I want to go in the middle of a freaking Saturday where like, it's crazy, or Sunday, the middle, like when it's absolutely intense.
I do too, because I don't want to wake up early. I don't need an alarm on the weekends. I will wake up when I wake up. I don't really wake up that late anyways. I will get out of bed when I'm hungry and I will go make breakfast. Then I will get ready and we will go to Costco. But I already had to wake up at a certain time for work. Like Costco's not my job. Like it will be there when I get there. Yes, it will be that mentality, but whatever. So he prefers to go. If it was up to him, we'd go like at whenever they open.
See, Paul would tell me that. He'd be like, then if we're going to go, let's just go early in the morning. And I'm like, no, but we have this, and this early in the morning. I can't go at that time. We need to go at this time. And then that's where it comes in.
No, wait, don't wake me up. It has to be something really good. And Costco is okay, but it's not like something like the beach.
It's not,
it's for me to wake up. Or like traveling, I'll wake up early, whatever day. But no, other than that, no. So, with rest, what is it that we're really afraid of? Maybe it's not that we're afraid of the rest. Maybe we're afraid of like the stillness and being alone with your thoughts, and your feelings, and really like having to deal with them, I guess, right? That might be what we're afraid of.
But I don't think so. I think I've gotten good at like being with me, which I'm happy about. But I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's like I'm being unproductive.
Well, I think it's a combination of things, because this is not a huge one for me, but I am comfortable with myself. Sometimes I'm in the car and I drive with no music. I'm just in my head. But I don't know if I want that all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes I'm trying to be busy so that it's off. Like if I'm watching TV and I'm on my phone, my brain doesn't really have time to think of other things. And I kind of want the break, I think. Yeah. But also it is tied to productivity and self-worth.
Yeah.
Is another
definitely piece. So what healing could change?
It could be like more presence, where you spend more time with your friends and family.
I'm losing my mind today.
Enjoy cuddles with your husband, compromise.
Don't bring that
on things, better relationships, vacations that feel like vacations. I feel like sometimes we take them for granted. Not everybody gets to vacation.
I agree. And that's one thing. I don't know why I thought about that. I think Paul might have said something to me when we were just recently on vacation and I came back. We went for a walk on the beach and we're walking and I just started thinking, it was so beautiful. It was a beautiful morning. We're on the beach walking, the tide's coming in. You just hear the water, it's gorgeous out. And I'm thinking to myself, thank God, like, thank you, universe, thank you, God, thank you, everything. Like, not everyone gets to enjoy this. Not everyone gets to see the ocean. Not everyone gets to be in this place. And I was so, so grateful for that. And I started almost crying and Paul's like, why are you getting emotional? And I'm like, just thinking about like how amazing this life is and like how grateful I am that we get to do this, because not everyone gets to.
Yeah. And then why, if other people don't even get to vacation and wish they could, they don't even get that break, and you are able to have that break, and then you don't take it because you're working or you're doing other things.
Yeah. Gotta feel less guilty about it.
Enjoy it. Work on the guilt and call yourself out sometimes. If you're feeling guilt for something that there's no reason to feel guilt for, there's nobody on your back. It's like a weekend, or like you work for yourself, or your boss isn't harassing you. It's just you. Like, realize how silly it is that it's you putting all those things on yourself.
Yeah.
And start to let go of it. You're going to notice that you're going to feel a lot more peaceful, a lot less stressed, a lot less anxious. And that healing of this, I think, would help remove that guilt. But you still are going to be able to keep your ambition. That was like always like a worry of mine, even like with the inner critic.
Yeah.
That if I was nicer to myself, then I would slack and I wouldn't be as successful. And it's actually been the opposite. So I think I need to apply that to the guilt, knowing that if I don't feel the guilt and I do more of what I want and not worry about all these extra things or what I should be doing, or if I have to be doing something, then my life is going to get even better once I get to that other side.
I agree. So there comes the want to or should to, right? So ask yourself, do I really want to do this, or do I feel like I should do this? If you feel like you should do it, then it's tied to guilt. If you feel like you want to do it, then it's aligned with your values. And you have to figure out, like, how do you know the difference of that, though?
I think if you think of the thing and anybody else comes to mind, that's probably a thing. That would be like an early one. Like if you think your dad would not agree with something, or your mom wouldn't think that you're keeping the house clean enough, or, you know, somebody's going to come to your house and think something, then those are all external.
Yep. Those are all tied to guilt.
Yeah, because it's not really you. It's you're doing it because it's an expectation of someone else, or you think it's an expectation of someone else.
Just like if somebody invites you somewhere and you really don't want to go, but you feel like, like they're going to be upset if I don't go, but I don't. So then it's tied to their feelings instead of what you really want.
Yeah. And then you end up saying yes to so many more things that aren't the things you really want on your plate.
That I'm getting better at too, little by little.
I had a friend recently, I don't know what it was, something we were gonna do, and she told me, like, she would tell me if she didn't want to because she feels comfortable. And that's like the
nice.
best.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
Yes, because I want the person to know that, like, I'm still gonna love them and care for them if they don't want to do something.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to say they don't want to. Like, they just don't want to. They don't even need to be busy. They just don't want to do that thing.
There doesn't have to be a because.
Yes, like you are not feeling it.
Yeah. You know? I just don't want to do it.
Yeah. And that's perfectly okay. And I'm gonna be happy for you when you said that. So that's the kind of friends I think that you need, because if you feel obligated or like they're going to be upset, or like it's just like walking on eggshells.
Yeah,
you know.
That is true.
We're going to finish some sentences. Maybe we'll do this one together.
Okay.
So I am still learning so many things.
Makes two of us.
I'm still learning a lot of things. With this one, I'm still learning. I think it's the guilt piece. I think I'm getting better about doing life on my terms and how I want. Mostly, I think it's the guilt. So I'm still learning how to let go of the guilt and know that I'm worthy and productive and deserving of whatever it is I want to do.
I think mine is the same for this one, but it also ties in like what I just said about, like, if somebody asked me to do something and I, like, even just to go somewhere and I really don't want to do it, just not feeling guilty saying no on that part too. So not just with like work or being productive, but with friends and like doing stuff that it's not aligned with me. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And being okay with that, because I do have that guilt that lingers around. So I've had to unlearn tying my value to my work. Like not feeling like everything I do has to be tied to like how much I'm worth.
Yeah. I think my identity, I don't feel it as much anymore. I actually sometimes I feel weird saying I'm a business owner, because I still don't feel like a business owner. It's been a few years, but I feel like before my identity was really tied to work. So maybe it's a good thing I don't feel like a business owner, because it's just something I do. It's not who I am.
Yeah.
But I really, it was when I lost my job and all these different things, I had to like disconnect them, and it took me a while.
Yeah.
That was a really hard one. Right now, I think I've had to unlearn the busyness thing. Sometimes you could be busy or you could be at your desk, but you're not the most productive. And another day, you may only work 4 hours and you get way more done.
Yeah.
So it's not really about the number of hours that you're working or committing to something. It's the efficiency and how much you do that day. And it doesn't look the same every day, and that's normal.
And that's fine.
I still struggle with so many things. I still struggle with. For me, a big one that I'm trying to learn is that I'm still struggling with. I worry still a lot about how I guess when I'm existing or living, I am hyper aware of how I may be coming across or how other people might perceive
you.
Even like out, like just going to the grocery store or something. I know in my head that nobody's thinking about me.
Yeah.
They probably don't even see me, and I am here stressing about like a stain or something, so I think I'm still struggling with realizing that I am the center of my world, but not everybody else's world, and everybody else is in their own head with their own things, and nobody's really analyzing me like I think they are.
I agree. I think that's something that we've all worked on, and we've all been working on.
Yeah.
Because we put a lot of attention on that and focus on that. I want my children to know, so I want my daughter to know that it's okay to say no to things and to do what she wants to do and not worry about making other people happy. I feel like that has been something that has been brought down from generation to generation in my home, is doing what everyone else wants you to do because you don't want to disappoint people. And I don't want her to feel that. I want her to be happy with just being herself and doing what she wants to do and not feel that pressure.
Yeah. I feel like my daughter in some ways has taught me some of those things because
Mine too.
She's more herself, and she isn't like that. Like, she's not super apologetic, and she generally like says what she thinks and different things. So I want her to know that I worked really, really hard to try to not pass down different things and to show her different ways, and that I am proud of her regardless of what she does, just for existing, and that she's already great. Like, everything else is just bonus, and to just explore and like do whatever you want and have fun and mess up a lot.
I love that.
So if no one is watching, what would your ideal Saturday look like?
The gym. So, okay, if no one was watching, my ideal Saturday would be to wake up later than I usually wake up, right? So I usually wake up super early, so I'd probably wake up around, I'm going to say 8. Wake up at 8, go to the gym by 9, work out from like 9 to 10, then come home, take a shower, have a nice breakfast with my husband, could go out, could do it at home, I really don't care, but just like relaxed, and then go to the beach and spend the day at the beach, and then come home and snuggle up by the TV and just watch TV and do nothing for the rest of the day.
So maybe a project is for you to recreate that day, because that's pretty easy.
It is easy. It's a beautiful day.
So, but don't plan anything else on that day. Just those. Like, you should write this out, and that is your day, nothing else.
I agree. I have to get my trainer to move my time to 9 instead of 8:30, and then that would be perfect.
Maybe you do it on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Because I actually, I want 2 days. Like, I would like a day that we do something with friends and, we hang out and we go somewhere maybe. But then the other day, I actually enjoy, waking up late and we have breakfast and we run errands together and we'll come home pretty early. We get in the pool and we relax, and then we can kind of get into bed early and watch TV. And I still get to, have a relaxing day. I got the things that I needed done. I enjoy that, going out and doing that. So I actually enjoy that calm day, but I want another day where I do something.
Yeah.
But yours is specific, so you should plan that day. And Sunday, yoga is a little later, right?
Yeah, but then I have to meal prep. This is my issue.
So
if I don't meal prep, then I can't.
When does your body rest for the... You said the body rests when it grows in muscles, or
when I'm sleeping. That's my rest.
So there's no rest.
Sleep is my recovery.
So one of those Saturdays could have been a rest day.
I know.
Just one to have your ideal day.
Just one. We're getting there.
I don't think so.
Little by little. It's baby steps. What's yours?
Well, that was mine. One day, honestly, Saturday would be the day. Fridays, I usually do nothing. I like to just relax. I'm tired. We drink this, drink is called a keef. I don't drink it right now, but keef. And it's a THC drink. That's my alcohol, wine. Other people drink wine. That's what I drink. If it's not late, we get in the pool. We usually order in. And it's just a relaxing night to decompress from work. Saturday, I would like to do something. I want to go to a farmer's market, not early, later in the day, 11. Go to a farmer's market. We could have lunch, maybe meet up with friends at night. That would be a nice day. And then Sunday would be my errand day.
That sounds good.
Wake up, have breakfast, run the errands, come home, pool.
I feel like that sounds like a good weekend for you.
Yeah, I need a balance. I don't want to like I don't want to do activities every day, but I also don't want to lay in bed every day. So I like a mix.
Yeah, I like that. I think that sounds like a good weekend.
And
I like the Friday thing because sometimes I like am doing stuff on Fridays, like running errands on Friday nights. And then I feel like I didn't even have a weekend.
Yeah.
So then like I want my Friday nights to just be relaxed.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've already had a week.
Yeah.
I don't want to add more to it Friday night. And that's one that I'm still working on too. Some Friday nights we don't do anything and I love it because I feel like, okay, I just got home, we have dinner, we kind of relax, we chill, it's great. I used to fill my Friday nights up with like going out. But then I'm like, I don't know, then I'm also tired because, I don't want to do that. But I just want to like chill at home and relax. Some of my Friday nights are like running and doing errands or going grocery shopping or this. And I'm like, then I just feel like I've had no weekend at all.
Working. Like, it's still like
no weekend.
I like to like separate. So like when I'm done with work, we do like payroll and invoices that day. So sometimes it ends a little bit later. Right now I'm cooking because I'm doing a special diet for a few days, but normally I order Friday. I don't want to cook, so I order, and it's just more relaxing. Like it's like a decompress of like separating from work to home.
That sounds nice. Bowling is starting again on Friday nights though, so that's going to be occupying a lot of my time too. Challenge yourself. You don't earn your rest. Don't earn your rest this week. Receive it. Allow yourself to rest and be okay with that. Maybe our parents' dream was, for us to have more freedom to work and enjoy the life that they created for us and not to constantly be in survival mode and like working hard and hustling. Life is meant to be lived. It's not meant to just survive. And that's something that we all should learn. If today's conversation reminded you to slow down, appreciate the little moments, and find more joy in just your everyday life, we'd love for you to follow our podcast. We'd love for you to leave us a review and share this episode with someone who could use a reminder that, you can rest, you can relax, and you don't have to always be hustling. It will really help us grow if you did follow us, and we want to grow the Limitless Tribe community. So if you could subscribe, that would be great. We would be honored. Our next episode, we'll be talking about things we wish someone would have told us in our 20s and 30s. We'll be sharing the lessons that we've learned, advice that we've received, and advice that we would give to our younger selves. Hopefully a few of those things will help you navigate whatever season of life you're in. And until next time, your life, your rules, stay limitless.